Luis Augusto Monserrat Alvarado, and today I'm gonna talk about my final project for the software development lifecycle course that I've been taking throughout this summer. And this application I developed is called my Movie Manager, and it's a full Java GUI application, and that allows users to manage a movie database using MySQL. So without further ado, let's keep going. So this project, by defining the requirements during all my previous modules, I identified the system needed to do the following. Number one is storing at least 6 pieces of data, in this case a movie that you're about to see. Of course, support CRUD operations such as create, read, update, and delete movies. In this case, I also include a custom action. In my case, I calculate the average movie duration. Then we have the prevent crashes through the prevent data validation and exception handling. And of course, uses a GUI or swing, in other words, for user interaction and connect to relational database, in this case, MySQL. So for example, we have the Java class, my movie.java. In this case, we have the public class movie. And then this is what I've been talking about. We have my private constructor. So we have the title, genre, year, rating, duration, and watched. In this case, we have to construct a new movie object with the specified attributes. So in this case, title, the title of the movie, genre, which is the genre of the movie, year, the release year of the movie, rating, the movie's rating, duration, the length of the movie calculated in minutes, and then watched, true if the movie has been watched, false otherwise. So of course, this is the public for movies. In this case, title, genre, year, rating, duration, and watched. Those are my getters. It gets the title of the movie and return to the movie title. So this is my strings, and this is for each one of them for the class. For, in this case, title, genre, year. This is the rating. This is the duration, and of course, if it is watched or not. And these are my setters. In this case, sets the genre of the movie. Title, of course, there's nothing to set. It's just input of the name. And of course, it works with the genre, year, rating, and of course, the duration. Also sets the watched, because you don't know if it was watched or not, and you get to put it yourself in this case. And of course, this is the return to string. Then we have the database manager. In this one, provides a method to establish a connection to my SQL database used by the movie manager application. So in this one, of course, this is my class for database manager, and this one is the JDBC username. So in this one, links the username and the password for my SQL. Then this is the movie.data.java. On this one is the data access object for performing the CRUD operations on the movies table. So in this one is the how the GUI looks. Of course, we have, in this case, the insert movie, in this case by the title, genre, year, rating, duration, watched. And this is how it's gonna look once the GUI is running, and you will get to see it eventually. And as long as you get to put everything in order, it will retrieve all the movies from the database. It will show the list, in this case 20. And it will return to the movie class, of course. This one, of course, this is the update option. Then of course we have the delete a movie by title. So of course you just have to input the title, and it will delete the entire, title, genre, duration, all that kind of stuff. This one is to calculate and return the average duration of all movies, my favorite. So what it does is, It groups all the movies by its minutes, and it will calculate an average of how much you have to watch. Then this is my GUI. This one's the main one. So in this one, Movie Manager GUI is the graphical interface of the Movie Manager application. It allows users to connect to the database, perform CRUD operations. It calculates the average duration and view all the stored movie data, and the interface is built using Java Swing. So of course, it captures the data, the DAO, of course, then the JText area, and those are my constructors. In this case, Manager GUI, and you get to see how this is going to be displaying. So for example, new movie DAO creates an instance of movie data to access the DB methods, the database methods in this case. Those are how the buttons and the text are going to be displayed on the GUI once it's running. On this one, it gets to test the database connection and shows the confirmation pop-up. So you will get to see how it's going to be displayed. And once it's that done, it retrieves all the movie from the database and displays them in the text area also. So of course it's gonna display as in order. So title, year, what genre was, the duration, if it was watched, the rating. That's what it's gonna do. And those are the features. So for example, going back to DAO, we have the add movie feature. Then of course update a movie. In this case, if you want to update any existing movies, you get to change it. Then delete the movie by the title. Of course, the average duration. And this is the return. I also did a SQL connection test Java independently, so that way I can ensure that the actual database is paired with the Java. As an example, this is how the GUI displays. But I do want to show you my SQL connection test. So this is the connection successful, and this is my movie manager SQL through Java, of course. Well, sorry, through MySQL, and I'm displaying using IntelliJ. And as you may see, those are my 20 movies listed by the name, the genre, year, rating, duration in minutes, and if I watch, in this case, whether it's true, and if I unwatch it or did not watch, it will be false. This is also how this one looks in MySQL, just in case if you're wondering. So without further ado, I'll show you how this one is. So this one is my GUI. Of course, we get to display how. Let me minimize it. So we just ensure that it is connected. In this case, connection successful. This one will display all the movies by list. So of course, those are my 20 movies. This is the add feature. So let's say Mickey Mouse. Just leave it like that. Genre, animation or animated. Year 1990. Let's do that. And rating 8.8. Duration, we'll say 130 minutes, of course. And if I watch, I'll click false, just for you to see on watch right here. Then of course I want to update the title, so Mickey Mouse, new genre. I will do action as an example. Year 1991, rating I'll give it a 7, and duration 120. If I watch it, I'll click true. Why not? Update fail. Let's delete. So in this case, I'll do Mickey Mouse the way I spell it, and it will delete the last one. And this is the average duration. So this is the average of all the movies combined, 130.60 minutes. And I just exit out. And you are wondering how it's gonna look on the terminal. So for example, let me open it up for you guys. So this is how on the terminal will look if we run it. There we go. And again, it's gonna be the same thing, but making sure that this one displays. Oh boy. I do have to say my reflection throughout all the previous projects and including this one is that I have learned how to connect Java applications to a database. That was the main goal. Build an interactive GUI with a swing. That was a bit of a challenge when it comes to like typing it. Of course, writing it as clean as possible and well commented code. So I make sure that everything was well commented. And I will say that some of the biggest challenges that I have were to generating the .jar file, because I had to pair it, and doing it through the terminal was a bit challenging. Managing with the SQL errors, of course, making sure that it's connected to the database, and debugging the GUI behavior. But I overcame them throughout research, perseverance, testing. That's how developers do, because that's the way to go. I am very proud of how this project had overcome, and I'm 100% sure that Movie Manager is the next of the next on how movie platforms and how users will get to interact on a very easy way. This is all for now. Again, thank you for allowing me to present you this project. I can't wait for what the future has for me, and I hope to see you soon that we know. Have a good night.